Welcome to the final Monday Myths and Folktales folktale of our summer season. I'm still Mr. Dan. Today, and this week, we're going to turn our attention to Latin American folktales. And for our first one, I've chosen Tortuga in Trouble by Whitford and illustrated by Ethan Long. I chose this particular story because I wanted to show that some Latin American folktales are American folktales. This one happens to come from the southwest of our country, the United States. You can think of places like Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Southern California, that part of the country where things are very dry and deserty. Before I dive into it, I just want to say that there's a lot of Spanish words in this book, and I'm going to do my best with the pronunciation. I didn't study Spanish when I was in school, and that's something that I regret big time. I studied the French language, which was super cool. I don't regret learning some French, but I wish that I spoke Spanish, because there are a lot of people in our community who speak Spanish and it's their first language. It's the first language that they knew. And it would be so useful and interesting and fun to be able to speak to all those people in our community in their language instead of always in English. So I really wish that I knew more Spanish. I'm trying to learn little by little. It's something that I'm working at. Anyway, I'll do my best with the pronunciation. This is Tortuga in Trouble. And special thanks again to Whitford, Ethan Long, and Holiday House Publishing. One day when the sun rose, Tortuga said, "Iguana, please lift this canasta onto my back." "Conejo!" Iguana called. "Culebra! I need help!" Conejo hopped. Culebra squirmed. And they lifted the basket onto Tortuga's shell. If Conejo hopped, which one do you think is Conejo? I think it's the bunny. And if Culebra squirmed, what kind of an animal is Culebra? A snake. "Supper for Abuela," Tortuga said. "Grandmother loves ensalada, tamales, and flan." "So do I. Those foods are delicious." Conejo rubbed his belly. "Salad, tamales, and custard? Yum!" "We should come with you," said Culebra. "In case your canasta falls off," Iguana added quickly. "You don't fool me, amigos," said Tortuga. "You may be my friends, but what you want now is this supper. I'll do fine by myself." And he started on his way. The three amigos watched Tortuga disappear down the road. "Adios, ensalada and tamales," said Conejo. "Goodbye, flan," added Culebra. "It doesn't have to be adios," said Iguana. "Let's follow Tortuga." And they did. When the sun reached the top of the sky, Tortuga met Coyote. The three amigos hid behind a cactus. "Where are you off to?" asked Coyote. "I'm taking supper to Abuela," said Tortuga. Coyote peered into Tortuga's canasta. He licked his chops. "I just remembered," Coyote said. "I'm late for an appointment." And off he raced. The three amigos rushed out. "You shouldn't talk to Coyote," said Iguana. "He wants to eat your supper," said Culebra. "And you too," added Conejo. "Nonsense," said Tortuga. "Coyote won't bother me. He has an appointment. Go away." Tortuga went on down the road. "Adios, ensalada and tamales," said Conejo. "Adios, flan," added Culebra. "No adios," said Iguana. "Let's keep following him." And they did. When the sun set, Tortuga finally reached the house of his abuela. "Supper's here," he called. "Come in," answered a voice. That doesn't sound like his abuela, said Iguana. The three amigos peered in a window. Abuela, Tortuga said, what big orejas you have. The bigger my orejas, the better to hear you with. Abuela, Tortuga said, what big ojos you have. The bigger my ojos, the better to see you with. Abuela, said Tortuga, what big dientes you have. The bigger my dientes, the better to eat you with. Coyote grabbed the canasta and shoved Tortuga into the closet with Abuela. Then Coyote set a kettle of water on the stove. He put the ensalada, tamales, and flan on the table. Coyote drooled. Then Iguana slapped her tail against the house. Culebra shook his rattle as hard as he could. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Conejo hopped, bump, thump, bump, thump, against the house. Thump, bump, bump, thump. Bump, rattle, slap, rattle. Thump, thump, slap, bump, rattle. Thump. Coyote's orejas perked up. His ojos grew round, and his dientes chattered. Help! Monsters! Coyote raced out the door and across the desert. Iguana, Culebra, and Conejo waved adios. Then they hurried inside and opened the closet. We heard monsters, Tortuga said. Did you see them? It was us, said Iguana. Culebra said, we made that noise to scare away Coyote, added Conejo. What good amigos, said Tortuga. Without you, Abuelo and I would be soup. How can we ever thank you, Tortuga? How can we ever thank you? Tortuga looked at the table. He looked at his amigos. I know. Come share our supper. Hola, ensalada and tamales, said Culebra. Hello, flan, added Conejo. Hola is much better than adios, said Iguana. Dig in, said Tortuga. And they did. Oh, so good. Oh, the ensalada is so yummy. I'm going to try the tamales next. Oh, tamales are my favorite. They really are my favorite. I love tamales. And for dessert, some flan. Yummy custard. So good. That is the end of Tortuga in Trouble. Hope you've enjoyed it. Adios. Thanks again for joining me for Monday Myths and Folktales. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and if you're interested in finding out about more fables, folktales, and myths from all around the world, please don't hesitate to contact us at the Palmer Public Library. Enjoy the rest of your summer.